Good morning, everyone. On this Wednesday, the 19th of January, we are continuing our reading in 1 Samuel. We're in chapter 17, verses 32 to 33, then verse 37, and then verses 40 through 51. David spoke to Saul, "Let your majesty not lose courage. I am at your service to go and fight this Philistine." But Saul answered David, "You cannot go up against this Philistine and fight with him, for you are only a youth, while he has been a warrior from his youth." David continued, "The Lord who delivered me from the claws of the lion and the bear will also keep me safe from the clutches of the Philistine." Saul answered David, "Go, the Lord will be with you." Then, staff in hand, David selected 5 smooth stones from the wadi and put them in the pocket of his shepherd's bag. With his sling already also to hand, he approached the Philistine, with his shield bearer marching before him. The Philistine also advanced closer and closer to David. When he had sized David up and seen that he was youthful and ruddy and handsome in appearance, the Philistine held David in contempt. The Philistine said to David, "Am I a dog that you should come against me with a staff?" Then the Philistine cursed David by his gods and said to him, "Come here to me, and I will leave your flesh for the birds of the air and the beasts of the field." David answered him, "You come against me with sword and spear and scimitar, but I come against you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel that you have insulted. Today the Lord will deliver you into my hand. I will strike you down and cut off your head. This very day I will leave your corpse and the corpses of the Philistine army for the birds of the air and the beasts of the field. Thus the whole land will learn that Israel has a God. All this multitude shall learn that it is not by sword or spear that the Lord saves, for the battle is the Lord's, and he shall deliver you into our hands." Then the Philistine moved to meet David at close quarters, while David ran quickly towards the battle line in the direction of the Philistine. David put his hand into the bag and took out a stone, hurled it with the sling, and struck the Philistine on the forehead. The stone embedded itself into his brow, and he fell prostrate onto the ground. Thus David overcame the Philistine with a sling and sword and stone. He struck the Philistine mortally and did it without a sword. Then David ran and stood over him. With the Philistine's own sword, which he drew from its sheath, he dispatched him and cut off his head. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Here we also end with kind of a bloody note. And it's always a little bit interesting when we have those episodes when we read scripture and we say, the word of the Lord. But it is the word of the Lord. And the part that I think that is really interesting for me, at least lately, whenever I read this particular passage of scripture, is the reality of this particular place. There's a delightful couple, Sergio and Rhoda, and they live in Israel, and they go around to different places in Israel, and they kind of give you a preview for it. So I'm going to link them down in my notes there. Please allow yourself to hear it. It's a wonderful tale of the reality of this place where David did this remarkable thing. Stay safe, folks. Hopefully we see each other soon. Bye for now.